Good morning, everybody. Yeah, it's Thursday. Thank goodness. And it looks like we had a light shower last night. It was nothing big, but still, there wasn't any rain in the forecast, which is why I die laughing about climate change predictions. According to our weather thing this week, I think the biggest day we had was like a 4% chance of rain. It rained last night. Now, a lot of people wonder why I am so harsh on this. Because anyone who's a child of the 70s going into the 80s, a whole bunch of scientists, well reputed, well known, accurate whole groups of scientists, were saying we were heading for another ice age. The global temperature would continue to drop until by sometime in the 2000s, being nuts deep in the snow was a warm day in July. And also, at the time, you had Al Gore over there making these movies, getting rewards, saying that the ice cap would have been gone like 10 years ago. What they never mention in these things is the ice caps on Mars were melting. How in the name of fiddle-dee-dee, fiddle-dee-da hell is, whatever we're doing on planet Earth also melting the ice caps on the next planet over? It's called the sun is not predictable. And you had a whole lot of people poised to make a whole lot of money off that carbon tax credit shit. Millionaires would have become billionaires overnight based on a theory. But okay, that's enough of that. Let's get to Jane Tratner. Has the nerve to come out and say, fans have been sitting here plopping all over the internet left and right for the last few months since the second series of Doctor Who ended, the new series, or the soft reboot, whatever you want to call it. These things take time. We will have Disney is dragging their feet on the decision, and we won't have a decision until after War Between the Land and the Sea airs. Who's dragging their feet? The War Between the Land and the Sea was done and in the can at the end of last year. Yet you're telling me a 5-part miniseries is going to take over a year to complete. Bullcrap. It was done in the can and had the SFX done and ready to load. They could have put it out next week. But no, all of a sudden, no, we're going to move it to next year in a vague, ambiguous time that we're not going to give you even a month of when it's going to air. This tells me they're full of shit. They're using the popular fan story and the one being put out by the wind tunnel tested hairdos and the way they call it, the so-called know-it-alls, and they're going to use it to hide behind like a smokescreen. Because no one ever said this before. It was after the main series. Also, what does War Between the Land and the Sea, why would Disney Plus make a decision based off that? They bought Doctor Who. Doctor Who is they leased it. Whatever you want to call it. The primary show has been off the air for how many months now? Yet now you're going to tell me they're waiting to make their decision based off a miniseries, which is a spin-off of that show. It's a crock. It's a smokescreen. It's a flim-flam. And all they had to do was send out a bunch of people to watch the fan videos where we're sitting there, they're sitting there anxiously trying to make up stories as to why we haven't gotten a decision yet. These take time. The big T4 of bullshit. These things take time. Folks, when The Walking Dead first premiered, it was given 6 episodes in the first season to prove itself, basically, to see if people are going to swallow this thing. By the time like the second or third episode aired, bam, bickety bam, they've got another series on order. Look at Fallout. But at the time the first series of Fallout was done, they've already ordered Series 2, and Series 3 was put on order before Series 2 has even aired till like December this year. And there's already 2 more series of the show renewed. No, that's a pant load. No, I'm not buying that included War Between the Land and the Sea story. That's a crock. Because you're saying, here's the thing, if the main show has not done well, then why would the spinoff doing well mean shit? It doesn't make any sense. Especially when it's looking like War Between the Land and the Sea is just going to be a mini-series. That makes no sense whatsoever. Why would you renew a show based off the spinoff, which is just one faction of the main show? See, that's what I mean. It makes no sense. I honestly think, like I said, just theory, it's not fact. I'm just, because that doesn't sound even 5% right. They should have had a decision if the first two series of Doctor Who were good. Disney Plus would have jumped on that shit like, what do you call it, flies on crap. And sadly, I don't buy that. No, here's the thing I don't buy about it. If it's all based off that decision, why are the BBC indefinitely, for as far as we know, delaying the spinoff? See what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. If it was all based off waiting on that decision, why did they just say, well, we're not going to show War Between the Land and the Sea till next year? Also, why are they making decisions like we're going to run Doctor Who with Disney or without it? That already tells me they've got their decision. That's funny because when I read the original deal, the spinoff wasn't going to be the major factor. The major factor should have been, is your main show performing? Now, if you're telling me that the fate of the main show is based off the spinoff success, that tells me the main show did not impress you. It's a pant load. It's crap. They are stalling, is what it is. They are buying time. It's a smokescreen. As far as I'm concerned, it's a fan theory. Because you should have had your decision after the second series was shooting. If the show was so unbelievably good, Disney Plus would have already hopped on it. How is your spinoff, which doesn't even feature the Doctor, going to be your big tie-breaking decision maker? It's not. It's a story. It's crap. They should have had a decision already after the second series of the main show aired. And now, when it comes time, you've got this 5-thing minisode ready. Oh, look. Now we're going to indefinitely delay it. We're going to move it to next year. We're not going to tell you what next year. The new Doctor Who series, by the way, for someone who just jumped in the Disney Plus deal. And even if, let's just say the miniseries, which I don't think it's going to be, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to prejudge it, but given how much of a joke they made Unit into, seriously, even if the spinoff is Dino Supreme, that means they're going to go, okay, but you want us to renew your main show. You see what I mean? It makes no sense, the decision here. If you're waiting on a decision, why did you move the miniseries off to next year, other than to buy time? That's another thing I'm worried about, Mark. Yeah, they're trying to revisit the whole Splash / what the hell was that one thing that came out a while ago? The Little Mermaid type deal. We said Doctor Who, not Dr. Jew. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, but yes, I have times where people can not understand what I'm saying. You are just being an idiot. All right, meanwhile, someone trying to drag no, we're not talking about Israel, so get out. Israel, Palestine, sorry, don't care. Not my conflict. Sorry, I'm in a bad mood today because now they're trying to say, well, the main deal considered 2 series and a spinoff. Bull. If you're going to renew a show, you're not going to renew it based off the performance of a 5-part spinoff. I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea what's going on there, but this smells fishy as hell. Oh, God, did I just say that? Fishy? War between the land and the sea, and it's fishy. Okay. And goodbye. I thought so. That's what I thought. Folks, they were trying to be an insulting. I can tell the difference between an honest mistake and what you call it. They're gone. Okay, 86,000 seconds, 24 hours. If I see them again, I'll just pop ban them. But oh well. But this, folks, the only thing missing from this song and dance act is the top hat and the cane. I'm not kidding. It's a load. As far as I'm concerned, if you did not renew after the first 2 series airs, I don't care what the contract says. Something's wrong. And this whole these things take time bullshit, the only reason these things are taking time is because they have deliberately pushed the spinoff, the 5-part miniseries, till next year. If you definitely want a decision, you should have aired it this year. But no, they pushed it off. Which tells me, so far, Disney Plus is not impressed. Because you should have had your decision months ago. And these things take time. Folks, like I just told you, Walking Dead was renewed for a 2nd season for the 2nd or 3rd episode of the 1st season aired. Of the 6-episode trial season. Boom, they weren't even like 2 episodes in. Like I said, Fallout, already renewed for 2 more seasons after the 1st season aired. Hell, season 2 was approved for the 1st season, I think even got done airing. If a show is good enough to take on, you're going to get that decision immediately. You're not going to get it 5-6 months from now based off the opinion of a spinoff. This smells like a smokescreen. And I'd love to be optimistic. I would love to say, okay. But I'm sorry, my dad wasn't the greatest philosopher or wisest man on the planet, but he taught me to see, hear, and smell bullshit inside a 6-foot steel reinforced concrete bunker at 50 yards during a blizzard. And this is bullshit. It's a song and dance act. What they're saying now, Jamie, is Disney Plus is waiting for the spin-off to air before they make their decision on the main show. And it's like, and that these things take time. No, they don't. If the show was a hit, they'd have already renewed it. The only award, and this is what makes me really sad, Doctor Who, for the first time in 60 years, wins an Emmy. And it's for choreography of a completely useless, needless dance number at the end of an episode. It just feels like they're pumping you full of bullshit. And like I said, I don't like to get angry. I don't like to sound mean. But I gotta call it like I see it. This is, what do you call it? It's delaying tactics to keep the fans, well, I remember when the fans were supposedly storming a Rothlock, I don't know how many times now, with torches and pitchforks. But it's to keep the fans lulled into this sense of false security until they finally probably drop the bomb on them later. Or at least they're trying to put something together without Disney, and they're trying to do it on the down low until they get some positive news that they can do it or not. Because to me, that makes no sense. If the show is so dynamically super spectacular, you should have had your decision before the second season finished, let alone after it finished. Waiting on the spinoff tells me there's a whole lot of uncertainty happening. Especially when the spinoff is not the main show. But I don't know. Like I said, we're going to have to sit back waiting for you anything more. Please be kind, be calm, be safe. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care, everyone. I'm going to go inside and knock out 9 hours of work. So take care, everyone, and hopefully we'll see you all again tomorrow morning. Have a good one.